7 a.m. in Harrisburg, the state's workforce in a rush. Anna Rose Bakery has your breakfast on the go.
The combinations are really endless. It's really whatever you want to do.
And baker Dana Snyder supplies sweet tooth needs.
I have been baking since I'm 4 years old. I used to push the chair up against the table to make the pie dough, and my mom taught me how to bake.
Anna Rose opened in June, and while all the pastries are a treat, when you come here,
because that's what you need on this is more sugar, right?
it's about their made-to-order cake donuts.
We start out with the vanilla base. We mix this fresh each day and multiple times throughout the day.
Each donut fries moving along, awaiting its delectable fate.
So we can take these out and we can go dress some donuts.
If baking is an art, this is the Anna Rose Bakery palette.
Chocolate and vanilla, maple, we have lemon, we have a peanut butter, raspberry, blueberry, this is a vanilla glaze.
And so much more. Not a bad deal for 99 cents.
People would do anything that is artistic or whatever. You don't do it for the money, you always do it because you love to do it and you love when people are happy with it.
So after you knock out breakfast, what are you going to do for lunch? You want to go to the place that is part Philly, part New York, combined, uniquely Harrisburg. We're talking about the Jackson House. The Jackson House turns 35 November 20th. You have to go back to the 1930s, though, to see its real start. German I. Jackson used it to house huge names passing through town. He and his wife would cook for them.
He was a wonderful man, a God-fearing man. Without him, I wouldn't be here.
Dave Kegris bought the building from Jackson in 1982, and since then, he and his two sons have been serving up food that would make Mr. Jackson proud. Like the Bada Bing and Bada Boom Italian hoagies.
In the words of Willy Wonka, it gives it a little kick.
Or their salami stuffed peppers.
Cut the top off, put a piece of salami with the aged provolone cheese, stuff it, and then put spices on it.
Oh, wow. At the Jackson House, though, you come for the Jackson burger.
Most of the time, people like a medium. That's when they're the best. We don't season it with not anything. No, we just make the burger as it is. I think the charbroiler is what gives it the flavor. Now I'm going to add the cheese to it. Then we'll add the bacon. We use 2 pieces, 4 slices of bacon.
All topped with their homemade Jackson sauce.
It's actually mayonnaise, Russian dressing. There's a little bit of hot sauce in it. Now he's going to add the lettuce and tomato, and then we'll just add the patty. And that's it.
It's so juicy, and the Jackson sauce really kind of brings it home too.
For dinner, we're taking you back to the old country, or old uptown, where a slice of Italy comes to Harrisburg at Alvaros Pastry and Bread. And when you're here, this family of 5 always makes sure
Bon appetit.
that you never leave hungry.
Family style, it's authentic food, and it's delicious.
It's a simple recipe here. The 5 Alvaros make everything from scratch, from the bread to pasta, cookies, and pastries.
We'll walk over, talk to them, have a great conversation. By the time that they leave, they're part of our family.
And this day, Valentina is making a flank steak with bucatini pasta.
All right, so we're gonna add a quart of oil. Just let that simmer for a little bit so it can get nice and warm. A quart of onions, 3 garlics.
How long do you let that sweat?
About, I would say, 3 minutes.
Once the tomato sauce goes in with a special secret spice, it's on to the steak.
Now we're gonna take your steak, an egg. We actually crush our own bread here. This is actually our bread.
And something that thin doesn't take
Yeah, exactly. And you don't want it to get, real crispy either, because you want to taste that steak in there as well.
When the steak is a nice golden brown, it's into the oven for 25 at 375, then out of the oven and in my belly.
As good as I would expect it to be here.
No surprise either. Like the food, the Alvaros keep the menu fresh, going back to the homeland twice a year for new recipes.
It was pretty bad back in the day, but thankfully the Harrisburg police and all our customers supported us tremendously, and we have to thank God for that. We're still here 12 years later.